every year that Titan went to Titanic, Stockton would always call me before we went to see if I wanted to go. He wanted me there. Even if I was just on surface ops, I didn't have to go on a dive. I didn't, as a shareholder, I didn't want to take up room in the sub. I wanted to make that available for the people that the dive was intended for. And I never went on any of the expeditions. But the reason I didn't go is because neither Stockton nor I were ever driven by tourism. We were never motivated by going somewhere that people had already been before. Well, the reason we got into this was because we both wanted to explore. We wanted to not only explore ourselves, but create the technologies that would allow other explorers to explore the ocean. So going to see a shipwreck that had already been well documented and that a bunch of people had already gone to, that didn't excite me. It didn't excite Stockton. So I never really had a desire to go on any of the expeditions. And I wanted to make room on the sub for people like Renata, who you know, that was their life dream, to go to the Titanic. Well, great, let her go. I don't have to go. Now that's for the Titanic expeditions. Now for diving Titan in particular, I will tell you this. Before the first crewed test dive of Titan, the first time that anybody was in the sub when Titan went down to 4,000 meters, as you already know, that dive was done by Stockton by himself. And he and I talked a month or two before he went down there. And he was telling me that it was finally time to actually take Titan on a test dive. And I believe that was Titan 1, the first hull. And he said, basically he was telling me it's time to put a human in there and we're going to do the test dive. And I said, well, I'm assuming you're going to pilot it. And he says, yeah, I'm piloting it. I said, great. Who else is going with you? And he said, nobody. I said, what do you mean nobody? He goes, I don't want anybody else in the sub. If anything happens, I want it to only impact me. It's my design. I believe in it. I trust it, but I don't want to risk anybody else. And I'm going to go by myself. Now, I've been on long dives before, and I know making a long dive by yourself, especially a test dive, is not a fun activity. And so my response to him at the time, I kind of felt like I was reliving the graduation scene from the original Top Gun. I felt like the character Viper. You know, I kind of told him the same thing Viper told Maverick. I said, look, you're going to go by yourself, but if you get down there and you feel that you need a co-pilot, give me a call and I'll dive with you. And he said, thanks, I appreciate it, but I think I'm going to have to do this one by myself.